Whoa!
I'm telling you, it like adds value.
Whoa, that surprised me. What's up? What's happening?
Hi, friends.
Leader Steph here and me, Pastor O'Shea. What's up? I see that. Samuel's in the chat. Akira's in the chat. Alina.
Aaron.
Happy belated birthday, Alina.
Yeah.
How does 13 feel?
That's
You're
serious.
officially a teenager.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for them to be teenagers, for them to be anything more than 11.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think I want
them
that.
to stay like this height.
Yeah, like just like, I love Harry Potter. That's what I want. Like, I don't want them to change. No, they do love Harry Potter, but Leader Aaron and Leader Melissa are here too, guys. But I just want them to just stay little. Saw you at the mall.
Roman.
Hey,
You're
Roman.
in junior high now?
No, he's not. I still love Harry Potter. That's right.
Is Issa Lade with you? I haven't seen Issa Lade in forever.
Roman, you're not in junior high? Please don't tell me you're in junior high. That's crazy.
Isaiah here. What's up, Isaiah?
Hey, Isaiah.
Whoa, this is crazy. Jai, I see you.
I'll be really upset.
Whoa.
I don't think I can handle it.
It's crazy. The lag. The
I know,
lag
I know. There is a bit
serious. Isaiah here. So
that's where we're stopped.
How was your weekend? How was your it's like the 23rd week of school?
Yo, next week is October.
Wild. But October's a fun month.
Yeah, we got a lot of planned.
October's a fun month. And then I feel like it just goes uphill from October.
I can't lie. I do love I do love the fall. I think it always is too short and it comes too soon, in my personal opinion. I want summer to stay a little bit longer, and I don't like how short fall is. Then we just get ugly weather in November.
The fall is the best month.
Yeah, agreed.
It's the best month.
Got my second dose. Good. Okay. I got my second dose of the vaccine. All right, Jai, how you feeling? When I got my second dose, I like cranked my arm for like 10 minutes.
I remember that.
Yeah, we had the same clinic, and I like cranked my arm so I wouldn't get sore. It was okay.
Do you guys remember how like they ask you like which arm, like are you right-handed or left-handed?
Yeah.
So I got my first dose in the left, and I was like, yo, I want to try it in the right to see if it was any different.
Amateur.
Amateur. They're like, yo, are you right-handed or left-handed? I was like, that's besides the point. Can you put it in my right hand?
And then you couldn't like move.
No, I was blessed.
Okay, true. I mean, you did a lot of windmills too.
Oh, I was slapping my arm.
Yeah,
you guys remember that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We stuck a coin on my arm to see if it would stick. Did it stick?
Bro. We could try right now.
Alina said, wow. Oh, what's up, Piper?
Hey, Piper.
But how was your third week of school? Any interesting stories? Anything fun?
Are you guys? Oh, some of them are in hybrid. I remember hearing that. It didn't work, sadly. Sadly?
Bummer.
I don't know if you want it to work. Do you want a magnet?
I kind of was rooting for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Yeah, some of them are in hybrid, right? Some of them are online and then in class. And someone was telling me, one of our senior highs was actually telling me that she does 2 courses one week and then 2 the next week. So it's all over the place. So are you guys good?
All the boys in my class get in trouble. Sounds like middle school boys.
Yeah, or sexism, but we won't get into it. I'm just saying, the odds of every boy in the classroom getting in trouble.
Yeah, there's gotta be like.
Come on.
There's gotta be one that's like.
There's always one or two that get that are
super
rowdy.
Smart.
Yeah.
Can write really neat.
Writing doesn't matter. He's talking good.
Don't do that. Y'all know that one guy in the class where you're like, yo, your writing is super neat. Like, a doctor is not your profession.
Right.
I was always destined to be a doctor.
Based on your writing, y'all. If you saw Pastor O'Shea's writing, I'm just telling you, you're like, oh, this is a doctor writing. It's like
it's so bad. You should see my signature.
And it's small too. It's like it's tiny. It's so small and just like off. I don't know what it's about, but it's all good.
I was destined to be a doctor.
There you go.
But we're continuing our series about the big question. I knew exactly what it was. I was just leaving a pause for emphasis. And, oh, dang it. I know our bottom line. It is,
Dun, 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 dun.
you belong here, okay? I pointed at.
That's the verse?
No, that's the bottom line.
Oh. Bottom line.
I know that all 10 of you that are watching, you belong here. And our verse got a few of them. So if you want to write them down and kind of go back this week and look at it, because remember, Wednesdays, we do talk about this stuff. See what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, yeah, come in.
Come in.
You guys know what happens on Wednesday. So be prepared. But the verses are Acts 16, 13 and 15. Again, Acts 16, 13 and 15. Acts 16.
13 and 15.
Yeah.
Oh, is there another one? Oh, sorry. I thought you were just saying it for emphasis. I was like, yeah, Acts 13, 16 and what? 13 and 15. Yeah.
And then Acts 16, verse 40. It's in the same book, just in case you were wondering. It's 16. And then lastly, Galatians 3. That don't make no sense at all.
Galatians chapter 3, 26.
To 2?
Yeah. Whoa.
We read backwards?
Well,
just start at 26 and finish the book.
And go all the way till 2. I don't know.
But yeah, Galatians 3, well, I'm sure it's just 26.
27 or something.
Typo.
Yeah.
Everyone
Just
has
26.
those days. Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
But you know what
Everybody
happens?
has those days.
Why people make mistakes? Because
we
they're not
all
asking
because they're not asking
the big question.
Dun!
What's up, people? I am Caleb, and I have to tell you about this kid I used to babysit. So his name was Andrew, and he put the most random things in the most random places, like his socks. He would just like take them off in the refrigerator, in the fridge. So random. He put things where they just didn't belong. For those of you with little brothers or sisters or cousins, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me of a time where I tried to fit in where I didn't belong, not the fridge, but so growing up, went to school at a private school and then eventually went to a public school. Huge, so much bigger, so many more people, so many more new friends. I moved from 5th grade when I was in 5th grade from private to public. And then when I went into 7th grade, there were 2 schools that met at one big junior, senior high school. So I had 2 years to get close to people I barely even knew. And then there were just more. So this one time we're in class, and there's this group of friends, friends, you'll understand. I was trying to fit in, they were all just like jabbing and jeering and not fighting, but like poking jokes, right? And they were saying this one phrase that I didn't understand, but everybody was saying it. And then I just shout this phrase at them. I'm like, bleh. And then the teacher in the class just goes, "That's it, Caleb, detention." And I was like, what? I guess what I had said was a very bad word. And I thought that like, maybe if I just said this phrase, this word, then like I would fit in and I'd be able to laugh and feel like I was a part of this group. Maybe your story isn't just like mine, but I bet you can relate. Because if we're honest, I think we'd all admit that we sometimes find ourselves asking this big question: where do I fit in? Let me just stop here and say that if you found yourself asking this big question, you're not alone. Because honestly, we all want to belong. It's normal and healthy and human to want to find a place where you fit in, where you belong, where you feel loved. Maybe you have a new step parent or a new foster family. Maybe you moved somewhere new or had a friend leave your school. Maybe you're even new here at church, or you barely know anyone in your small group. Those kinds of things have a way of making us feel like we suddenly just don't belong. And that's really, really hard, because the truth is we all need to belong somewhere. We all want to feel like we have a place where we just fit in. Being able to walk into the lunchroom and have a group to sit with. Finding friends who have the same sense of humor that we do. My friends would have thought that was funny. Seeing people like what we post on social media. Being on a sports team that supports us on and off the field. Feeling like our family is happy to see us when we come in the door after school. Having friends who we play video games with after school or on the weekends. Being able to give advice or help out a younger sibling when they need it. Having a small group here at church who supports and encourages us. All of that stuff makes us feel like we belong. It makes us feel like we fit in. And that is a pretty good feeling. But the thing about that feeling is that it doesn't always seem to last. You might feel like you belong one day and then don't the next. Where you fit seems to change on a regular basis. You get in a fight with a friend and you suddenly don't have anyone to hang out with after school. You don't fit in with your friends anymore. You give up a goal in the soccer game and now it feels like the whole team is mad at you. Do you still belong on the team? Your parent puts rules on your screen time. It's annoying, I get it. And you can't reply to any of your friends on social media. Are you gonna get left out? Your dad gets remarried and you've got a new step sibling. Where do you fit in this new family? See what I mean? I think the reason we've got big questions about where we fit in is because it feels like where we fit in is always changing. And that can make us feel like maybe we need to do some changing ourselves if we want to still belong. Maybe you start acting differently or changing the way you dress or using language you don't normally use. Or texting things you wouldn't want your parents or your teacher to see, or posting different kinds of pictures on social media just to belong. We all have. It's like we're saying the real me isn't fitting in right now. So this is the new me that I think will belong. But the thing is, that isn't the real you. Like at the end of the day, we all want the real versions of ourselves to be the ones that people love and accept and know. We want to belong as we really are. But if we're honest, we'd probably say we're afraid that will never really happen. And that leaves us asking this big question again, where do I fit in? And when it comes to our biggest questions, we need better answers. So today, we're gonna look at a historical record found in the second part of the Bible in a book called Acts that I think can help us answer this big question. What's cool about Acts is that it was the very beginning of the early church's story. It highlights some of the heroes of the Christian faith who followed Jesus's teaching and made it their mission to share it with the world. And one of those people was a guy named Paul. When Paul started following Jesus, everything in his life changed. Because of that, he wanted everyone to know about everything Jesus did for him. So Paul traveled to new places to tell new people about Jesus. But there was a problem. All of the original followers of Jesus were Jewish. That means they were raised going to the temple and hearing stories about how God would send someone to save their people. And when Jesus showed up, they realized he was the one they'd been waiting for. But when these Jewish followers started traveling and sharing the message of Jesus with others, they ran into a group of people called the Gentiles. Now, the Gentiles were not Jewish. They were people who had all sorts of views about God and ways of worshiping other gods. They weren't believed to be in the group of people God promised to save through Jesus. And because of that, some Jewish leaders thought this message of Jesus wasn't even for the Gentiles. If they were starting a movement of faith, the Gentiles didn't belong in it. And that brings us back to Paul, our early Christian superhero. This guy was legit. The Jewish all-star, if you will, ready to spread the message of Jesus. See, Paul totally knew he belonged with the Jews. He knew the message of Jesus was for him and for his people. But Jesus changed all of that. His arrival turned everything upside down, including where Paul and his people fit in. Now, they didn't just belong to the Jewish family now, but also to the Christian family, the family of anyone who believed in Jesus. Of course, Paul was totally into the idea of belonging, but not everyone felt the same way. One of Paul's trips was to a place called Philippi. There, he and his traveling companions went just outside the city where they encountered a woman named Lydia, and she was a Gentile. Based on what we just learned about the way religious leaders view Gentiles, most people thought Paul and his friends would just pass right by. Their message wasn't for her, right? Well, take a look at what Luke, the writer of the book of Acts, said happened next. On the Sabbath, we went a little way outside the city to a riverbank, where we thought people would be meeting for prayer. And we sat down to speak with some women who had gathered there. One of them was Lydia from Thyatira, a merchant of expensive purple cloth who worshiped God. As she listened to us, the Lord opened her heart and she accepted what Paul was saying. She and her household were baptized, and she asked us to be her guests. If you agree that I am a true believer in the Lord, she said, come and stay at my house. And she urged us until we agreed. This may not seem like a big deal to us, but to the Jewish believers back then, this would have been crazy. Like, not only was Lydia a Gentile, but she was also a woman. And as a woman in that time, she didn't have a lot of power or influence, but there she was, listening to Paul share the message of Jesus. What he said had an impact on Lydia, so much so that she wanted to follow. She wanted to join the movement. She wanted to be in. She wanted to belong. But Lydia knew there were more than a few reasons why she might be kept out. Even if she was good with God, she might not be good with God's people. So let's look back at what she said. She said, if you agree that I am a true believer in the Lord. She might as well have really said, Paul, do I really belong? I'm a Gentile. I'm a woman. I have every reason to believe that you won't think I belong, but I also have faith. Is that enough? Can I belong with God's people? Is my faith enough? And how did Paul respond? Well, the author of Acts doesn't tell us immediately. He makes us wait a while to find out. Along the way, he talks about a time when Paul and Silas ended up in prison, got in a crazy situation, saved a guy's life, and then got out of prison. Trust me, you should read it. The Bible's awesome. But when he does get back to Lydia, this is how it ends. When Paul and Silas left the prison, they returned to the home of Lydia. There, they met with the believers and encouraged them once more. Then they left town. This was a big moment. Lydia, a non-Jew, and her friends weren't treated like outsiders. These were the friends Paul and Silas went to after they had been through something terrible. These were ride or die, friends like family relationships. They were in. They were like brothers and sisters. They belonged. And this wasn't just true about Lydia. It was true about all the people just like Lydia. It's true about everyone who wants to follow Jesus, even today. We know this not just because of this moment with Lydia, but because we read about it throughout other letters in the Bible. Paul actually sent a letter to Lydia's church in Philippi talking about how much the faith of Lydia's church encouraged him. And in another letter, we read something Paul said later to a church in Galatia. He wrote, "So in Christ Jesus, you are all children of God through faith. For all of you who were baptized into Christ have clothed yourselves with Christ. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female. For you are all one in Christ Jesus." Over and over, Paul used this phrase in his letter, there is neither. In other words, those categories that made some people feel like they belonged and some people feel like they didn't belong simply didn't exist anymore. And the things that make you think you don't belong, they don't exist anymore because of Jesus. And guys, knowing Jesus changes everything. With God's people, you belong. That was Paul's message then, and that is the message of the church now. Everyone matters. Everyone is welcome. Everyone belongs. That community was the early church, and it's the same group of people we're all invited into today. Paul's declaration to them is the same one we all receive today. You belong here. You don't have to do anything or be anything. No matter where you're from or what you've done or what you might do later on or what things have changed in your life, you have a place here. Whether you feel sure about following Jesus or you're just trying to figure it out, doesn't matter. You belong. You belong here. And maybe you feel that you don't really belong with God or God's people because you aren't good enough, because you aren't from a religious family or because of the things you've done. Maybe you think you don't belong here because you don't know if what you believe about all this God stuff is even true. Maybe you feel like you've made too many mistakes to ever be accepted. Well, if you leave knowing one thing today, please let it be this. You belong here. You have a place with God and with other people who follow God. You belong here. So, as we struggle with the big question of where we fit in, remember that truth and then commit to trying something this week. First, take a step towards being more yourself. You don't have to do all the right things, say all the right things, or act a certain way to belong. You can be a part of this Jesus-following community just as you are. Be you. Our goal is for you to feel welcome here by just being your unique self. What does being more of yourself look like? Well, it could be opening up to a friend in your group or to your group leader. It could be asking the questions you've been afraid to ask. It could be sharing what you really think instead of what you think you should say. We want to be a church filled with all kinds of people, and that means we need you to be you. Second, take a step towards someone else. How can you help someone else feel like they belong here? Maybe it's being the first to say hi to someone, or inviting someone to sit by you, or introducing someone who's new to other people in your group. How can you help someone else feel like they belong? Third, take a step towards Jesus. I have no more shoes. Take a step towards Jesus. The woman we heard about today, she didn't start by knowing all the right answers or by doing anything to fit in. She just said yes to following Jesus. She took a step towards him. That's all she had to do to recognize that she belonged with him. So I want you to try to do the same. Maybe for you, it's praying for the first time, or reading the Bible, or asking your group leader to talk about this stuff with you. Maybe it's just deciding to keep showing up here, even when you're not sure how you fit in. Whatever it is, commit to just one step in the direction of the God who loves you and has a place for you to belong. Like I mentioned earlier in my very emotional story, I ended up getting detention, ended up having a lovely conversation with my parents, in which, honestly, it was kind of lovely, in which I realized, Caleb, they basically say, Caleb, you don't have to do all this, man. You don't have to say this certain thing to fit in. Caleb, you're good enough. Man, it didn't click too well then, but it does now, that even at church, I had an amazing group of friends that I didn't need to put on for. I didn't need to say that certain word or certain phrase to fit in. And it made me think, what if this was a place where everyone could know that they belong? In fact, that's exactly why we have groups here. We want every person who walks in this room to have a group of people where they feel like they belong. It's our hope that every person in every group feels like they can show up and be themselves and ask real questions about this whole faith thing and just encourage the other people in their group to do the same. We want each person to feel like they belong and help others feel that way too. Can you imagine what could happen if all of our groups or our entire church lived as if this is true? What if we were known for being a place where every one of you could be loved and accepted just as you are? I don't know about you, but I think that could make not just your church, but your whole community a better place.
And we're back.
And we're live. The 6 o'clock news. I'm your anchor woman, Stephanie Jones, and here is
Roger Ralph to give you the sports updates for today.
Oh, the sports updates. My bad. All right.
So we learned the bottom line is you belong here. And you know how we like to have some fun. So here is the question. I'm going to ask you, and then Steph, if you want to jump in, give them some time, because they're processors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. Which friend group from your favorite show would you want to hang out with, and why?
That's a very good question.
Right? It's phenomenal.
Do you know an answer? Do you have one?
Absolutely. I don't even got to think about it.
Yeah, you and your animes.
I don't even got to think about it.
I'm just trying to think. I think I'd probably want to be in the Hogwarts crew, Harry Potter. Like, I would love to be like the fourth partner, Wow. Like Ron, Hermione, Harry, and me. Like, that would be so fun. I think that'd be good. I think they need a little bit of a balance. They need a Hufflepuff in there. You don't even know what that means, do you?
So you're Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Gryffindor,
and
Ravenclaw.
Okay. I really didn't think you were going to do that. I didn't think you had that.
Don't ask me anything else.
Anyone else say what they want?
Stranger Things group because they are cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ha! Samuel said you need a better cameraman.
Excuse me.
She's fantastic, Samuel. Don't come for her. She's doing a great job. She belongs here. She belongs here. But I'll go ahead and answer because I still am missing some. Aaron said the Jedi Order because like watching Star Wars. Yeah.
The
Hunter crew because gone is chill. Yo, I was thinking that, but I'm gonna surprise you with
Okay,
mine.
what's yours?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah, or The Office. I think I would like to be a part of The Office. Although I think if Michael Scott was my boss, I think I'd actually murder him. I actually think I would murder him. But that's a good one, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn
Yeah,
Nine-Nine
mine is It.
It.
Oh, the It kids, like the kids from It. It's a little haunted, Alexis, but that's all right.
You talking about the horror movie?
Yeah. But the friends, all the friends,
Don't they
they're
not?
good. No, they don't. They all
Oh.
grow up. But that's a good crew, actually. They're like a good crew. So I understand that.
I've never watched that. The Armed Detective Agency.
Okay, Armed
Okay.
Detective Agency.
Maybe the Outer Banks Group. Okay.
Okay. I love French.
Okay.
Cool.
So you probably go with a French crew.
There
I
you
see.
go.
I
Nice. Okay, I have another one. This one's actually kind of a tricky one.
Okay.
What's the difference between fitting in and belonging? So there's two different things. There's one fitting in and you just and then belonging. What do you think?
That's a good one.
I know, it's
I
kind of
like
tricky.
that question.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can see.
That's what you said. Belongs in the cameraman class.
Oh. They said you belong and they said belongs in the cameraman class. Oh. She's coming to give you a piece of her mind.
I am trying.
She's like, oh, I haven't seen
I'm
myself on
trying
camera.
my best. Okay. I'm just trying to live. Okay. Like he's doing the same thing as me. Is he going to get deemed for being like, yeah, help is right. I'll come back if I get this again.
I'll come back. Now who's on the camera?
Camera person.
Oh man. Yeah, camera person. Come on.
Camera person. Bungo Stray Dogs. That's really good.
Is that an anime? Cool.
But back to the question.
Yeah.
I don't think you can escape it.
I haven't answered. I haven't answered because I have B.
Okay.
What does that mean? Oh, okay.
But we got to answer down here.
Okay.
Fitting in is when you are on other people's standards, but belonging is when you are in a group where people love you for you.
Ooh, who's that?
Joe Bro, IGR.
Okay, well, whoever you are, that was gold. I think that is such a perfect example of what that means. When you fit in, you're trying to fit into somebody else's standard of what is cool, what is in, what is relevant, and so you're forcing yourself to fit in. And when you belong, there's no, like, you don't have to fit in. Isaiah. Oh, there you go.
Fantastic answer.
You don't have to fit in. You just belong. And that's how Jesus sees us too. He just sees us as belonging. We don't have to fit into anything, a model. And I think a lot of us think as Christians, we got to fit into this model. But Jesus says, no, I take you as you are. And you already belong. You don't have to fit in. So.
And that's exactly why you belong here. But we're going to take that a step further now, because I like this question. This question has us reflecting on how we act towards people and how we can create a better group where people also feel like they belong here.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
Progress. And the question is this: what's something that our group can do to make sure that everyone feels like they belong here?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And we'll say this: Alexa said fitting in equals trying to act or IG, be like someone. And then belonging equals being yourself while they love you. Yeah, just stellar answer. But how can we create a group? Okay, and this is a pretty personal question because it has us kind of looking inwards instead of looking outwards for this answer. And it's asking ourselves how can we create an environment, us individually or us as a corporate group, where people can feel like they belong a little bit more than now. I know we do a good job at that.
Yeah, but if you had friends like at school, what's one thing that we could do as a group that's going to make them feel like they don't have to fit into something, but that they automatically belong? Because that's what Jesus asks us to do.
Yo, you know what a good one is?
Mm.
Turning on our cameras.
Oh. Yo, I think he's coming for you all. Just a little bit.
No, you feel like you belong.
That's a real one.
when you can see.
It's hard. Speaking from even being in class at school and stuff, like I feel for my teachers and my professors, because when no one puts their camera on, it's like how do I know what's going on, and how do I know that you're engaged, and I want you to belong and I want you to engage. But yeah, that's a good one.
Jai said being including. I know what you're trying to write.
Be inclusive and accepting.
And accepting and supporting. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. What about like when we meet on like Wednesdays? Ooh, I did that. When we
She did it. Wow.
I'm so good.
Cameraman got some classes. Can't rehearse them.
Yeah.
Apologies. But like, think about this. Like on a Wednesday, if we had a new visitor come in and we break out into small groups, kind of talking with them in that small group and including them into conversation,
Yeah.
maybe asking them, hey, what's your name? What do you like? What do you don't like? What's your favorite season? Can be inclusive in bringing them into our awesome family. I'm trying to emulate the
Yeah, I got
the
you.
guy.
Yeah.
Trying to,
Oh.
but
Someone said, I think appreciating them for who they are. That's a good one. Get to know them. Yeah, those are good ones. I really like the appreciating them for who they are. Not accepting them for who they are, but appreciating who they are. Appreciating that they are a different person and that they come with their unique characteristics, and that we can appreciate that, not just accept that. So I really like that. That's really good. Cool.
that's really good. It's like Steph doesn't watch anime, okay? We're still trying to get her to watch anime.
I did
But-
tell you that I might watch Spirited Away.
Studio Ghibli. But
I don't even know what that means. So.
but we appreciate Steph even though she doesn't watch anime.
Thank you guys.
Because she belongs here and
There
we
you
make her inclusive. And this is like one of the cool things about also allowing people to belong that you guys really hit on is they don't have to like all the same things that you like. People can still belong even though you like different things, you enjoy other things. They can still belong because guess what? There's one thing that no matter what, we all have in common. And it's our love for Jesus Christ.
Jesus is a friend. I have a friend in Jesus. Jesus is a friend. Jesus is my friend. I have a friend in Jesus. Yeah.
So that's
it. Yeah.
that's our talk today about you belonging and taking it a step further and asking ourselves how we can create an environment where other people too feel like they belong.
Yeah. And that is honestly, that's our goal here at One Church Show. Our goal here is to create spaces where we all feel like we belong. And one of the things that we do here at Next Gen, One Church Chio, is we're very mindful of the experience from like being in kids to junior high, to senior high, to young adults. How are you feeling like you belong here? And how are you feeling safe and secure here? And making sure that you've got people, a community that's here, a community of leaders and volunteers and everything that's coming around you and helping you grow into that space. And so that's been something that's all been on our hearts for a while. Like, how do we create that? One of the big things that we did to help to support you guys in that was we had the grade 5 sleepover. And for the grade 5s who didn't do the grade 5 sleepover, they came to Wonderland. And that was one of the things we really wanted to focus our care on you guys in that season. And so in talking about that and trying to figure out how best to care for you guys and to care for all the kids of One Church TO, all the junior highs, all the youth, we've kind of looked at restructuring our team. And that restructuring is adding people. It's changing things the way that we used to do it. As opposed to having one person, we want to have a team of people that care for you guys. And we want that team to be able to love you and journey with you. And when you're going through stuff, you don't have only one person, but you've got a whole slew of leaders and people that you can trust. And so with that restructure, there's been some changes. And so we're announcing with you guys today that Leader O'Shea is next week is Leader O'Shea's last week with us. And as we transition into this time, there's a whole bunch of us that are gonna step in and care for you guys in this season. And that's what our new structure is gonna kind of look like.
Yeah.
But Leader O'Shea, Pastor. I'm so used to calling all the kids leaders. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's gonna look different, but man, I believe and Steph believes that this is gonna be the best decision. And like Steph said, one of the greatest things about like what's happening and that is really exciting is that, I was able to journey with all of you amazing people, but guess what? Like this is where I'm like, man, you guys are really gonna enjoy it because you don't just have one person. You don't just have two.
Yeah.
You don't even just have three, okay? You have four amazing, wonderful people that you all already know, like Leader Aaron, Leader Melissa, Leader Steph here, and Leader Abigail, who are going to be able to journey with all of you a lot more closer than I can, because there's this great saying where like I don't even know what the saying is, man. I'm going to botch it, but like
I know you're
two hands can
trying to
reach.
say.
Now think about what 8 hands can do. And with 4 people, this is going to be quick maths right now. That is a lot of hours, more than 24. I tried to do the math and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
But even in saying that, like, I'm going to also be like going back to school and like kind of furthering myself. So it's exciting on all different fronts, but I know that I'm going to miss all of you wonderful people.
Yeah.
I love you. Yeah.
Man. Well, what's one of your favorite things? I asked you this before, and I hate what your response is. But what's one of your some of your most memorable moments here with us?
Yeah, I think one of the funniest moments is definitely if you were there like 3 years ago. Okay, we went to High Park. And
Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah.
No, it was like 2 summers. Yeah. Wow.
And we went to High Park, and I'm gonna use a play on words here. The hill was just too high. It was too steep. And Leader Stephanie Jones, her mind was in it, okay? Her mind was like, I am getting down this hill. But her legs said, nah. Crossed up, and she went.
Guys, we'll post that video. We'll post that video for you guys on Instagram so you guys can see it. It was really embarrassing. So we're jumping to the chat.
But yeah, we see
you guys.
The reason is just understanding where the church is going is going to be such an amazing place, and they're going to do such an awesome job, and that's kind of why it's happening like this, right?
I think when we look at God's plan for the next gen, and when we look at God's plan for you guys, the junior highs, but also not only you guys in this moment, but you guys in senior high and you guys in young adults, and then you guys as adults. When we look at that, we're really thinking and we're trying to process how can we do that great for you guys? How can we create a place where you feel like that transition is smooth, like that transition is easy, and that every step of the way you've got people that care about you and that are seeing you through. And so that was one of the big reasons for the restructure, to support all of you guys in a way that we've never supported and we've never really been able to be there for you. Because with just one person, it's hard. Like it's just you with the junior highs and senior highs. It's really tough to pour into you guys the way that we want to, and the way that we feel like you guys deserve, and the way that God wants us to. And so that's why we've done the restructure. But you're not going anywhere too soon. You're going to be hanging around for a bit.
You'll still see this face.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to talk to me for a bit. I'm not leaving right away. Understanding that God's timing and all of that stuff. So looking right now, I'm focusing a little bit on school. So my wife and I will still be coming here for the time being until unfortunately we don't. But we'll still be here, so you can still reach out in the chat and be like, hey, how's it going? I still will respond.
Also, this is a big push for you guys to come out on Wednesday night.
Exactly.
We're doing our Wednesday night hang in the parking lot, hoping the parking lot, if the weather's good. I mean, bundle up, bring a hat because it's getting real cold. And we want you guys to come out to that. That's going to be an awesome moment. You're going to be there. The whole team's going to be there. We're going to be able to celebrate Pastor O'Shea and just hang out with all of us together. So you can register online, but you also don't have to. Don't feel like you have to. If you're not sure, just drop in. What are the times? You got the times?
Yeah, 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30. I was like, do we got the time? 6:30 here at the church on Wednesday night. We're gonna all chill together. So come out to that. Be here where we can just chill together. If you got any questions that you're like, but what's going on? That's gonna be a really good space for us to just kind of talk together and to be present with each other. There you go. Leader Abigail threw in the registration there. So she's got it.
Bring a friend. And bring a friend.
And bring a friend.
Because we want them to belong here.
They are asking, are you going to college?
I'm going to Bible college.
Bible college. He wants to be a pastor, guys. Pastor O'Shea. I mean, Pastor O'Shea. But you want to, you really want to kind of dig deeper into that.
Better pastor.
Yeah, better pastor.
Exactly. Better ourselves. Just like you guys are bettering yourselves in school, even as adults, we still have to better ourselves.
I mean, I'm in school. Now you're in school.
School team.
Yeah,
team school.
Exactly. Team
You know,
school.
Melissa's in school.
We all care about school.
In school to be a cameraman.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so make sure if you haven't already registered, register for this Wednesday. It's gonna be fun. Games.
Yeah.
We're gonna have snacks and just have a good old blast.
Good old time. And guys, if you're feeling right now or in the next couple of days that you want to kind of just talk through this, you're like, I don't know if I can wait till Wednesday. I'm really kind of feeling this. We're available. Okay, you guys can send us an email and we can connect on the phone or on Zoom. You can connect with me or you can connect with Pastor O'Shea. Even the rest of the team is here too. So feel free. Like we're here for you guys, but all of us will be here on Wednesday to kind of just be with you guys and hang out and chill with you guys. So you're not alone. These decisions are made thinking about you and then also thinking about the people that we want here to belong.
Yeah.
We want people to be here and to belong. You belong, but they belong too. And we want to create a space for them as well. And so we're really excited about this.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah. So there we go. That's that.
That's that. Well, let us pray and then let you have a good rest of your weekend. Go outside, get some fresh air.
It's too nice not to. It's too nice not to. It's like 20 degrees.
Yeah, like even if you just gotta open that window and just breathe some fresh air.
It's good.
It's good for you. It's good for you. Not their armpits,
Oh, okay.
though. You gotta breathe.
Well, I mean, if you haven't showered, maybe.
Different.
Not their killy.
Warren's asking, where is the college?
It's in Peterborough, but I'm doing it online.
Yeah.
I couldn't last in Peterborough, for being honest. I don't think anybody should.
No,
But
it's not right.
let's pray. Just completely disrespecting our
I know.
whole city.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
It's more like a town. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo, dear God, I just thank you so much, Lord. I thank you so much for the kids. I thank you so much for just this church, Lord, and understanding and trusting that they have the kids at the forefront of their minds, Lord, that this is why we're here, Lord, to impact the lives of adults and even more so kids. And Lord, even as we talk today, Lord, just about them belonging here, this is a place where they belong. And Lord, a place where others need to feel like they belong too. So Lord, I pray, Lord, that as we talked about us belonging here, Lord, that our minds would instantly go to creating an atmosphere and an environment, Lord, where other people belong to, Father, Lord. And Lord, I pray for the students, Lord, as shocking or as, what's the word? Difficult, thank you. As difficult as this news may be, Lord, and even as hard as transition can be sometimes, Lord, that they would know and understand that they have leaders, they have a team, Lord, that cares so much about them, Father, and Lord, that they would understand, Lord, no matter how it feels right now, that this decision was made because we all know, all five of us on this team and the church, Lord, that this would be the best decision for them right now and for them in the future, Lord. So, Lord, I pray, Lord, that they would understand that and they would walk away knowing that, Lord. So we thank you for this now in your name. Amen.
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 Peterborough is nice, Warren. You're no, it's not.
It's coming up. It's actually coming up. I've been there.
It's been coming down.
Okay. He's just very loyal to Toronto. Don't mind him.
I actually am.
Yeah.
I go to other cities now, and I'm like,
No,
this is not it.
I know. I've actually started doing that too. I'm like, what is happening here? Where's the diversity?
Where's the skyscrapers?
I was like, I need Scarborough. I need to be back home right now.
Ooh.
Anyways,
But don't forget, register because we want to see you there, no
Yeah.
matter how cold it is, to play games,
look
have
at that
some
Zoom
fun.
in. Look at that Zoom in.
Keep going.
Don't forget, come on out and bring your friends out too. Have a good day. This has been One Church at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Have a good day. Bon journée. That's how you guys speak in French in there.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Usually au soleil.